Good morning, I'm Larry Steinhouse, and welcome to Money Chat Now. Money Chat Now is a politically charged stock market pre-show giving you the politics behind the biggest moves in the stock market. It is presented with comedic common sense by an expert in financial literacy, and hey, that's me, Larry Steinhouse. Today is Thursday, February 17th. I hope you guys did all right yesterday. I was out, and we had a great best of, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. I want to welcome you all to the show today. We are here live on WWDB Radio, 860 AM in Philadelphia, and we are live on Facebook and Twitter and LinkedIn and YouTube. Of course, you can find me on Facebook, TikTok, and other social media by searching Larry Steinhouse. Hey, just a reminder, if you're watching online, hit that like button, hit that share button, and don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel and like the Money Chat Now page on Facebook. You can comment live during the show on YouTube and Facebook and LinkedIn and Twitter, and please say hi so I know you're watching. Hey, I want to say hello to a couple people who are watching. Hey, Bill. Hey, Joe. Hey, Carrie. Thanks so much. By the way, if you're commenting from a group and it's not the Money Chat Now fan page, your name will not show up on my dashboard, so please go to Money Chat Now page, like it, and comment there so I can recognize you. Hey, Money Chat Now is also brought to you by Investor Schooling, and you can attend a complimentary class tonight by going to investorschooling.com. There you will learn about real estate investing and stock option trading from those who do it every day. Hey, I want to say good morning to Jane and Tom. Thanks, guys. All right, on today's show, we're going to be discussing, of course, the futures update. We're going to be discussing no more vaccine cards. Whoa. We're going to be talking about the slow home building. We're going to be talking about Amazon Union and retail sales. Let's talk a little bit about what's going on right now in the futures. So, first of all, let's talk about the last 2 days. It was certainly another 2 days of craziness. On Tuesday, we saw the markets pop on the rumor that Russia had withdrawn troops from the Ukraine border. The market reaction was normal as the Dow jumped about 500 points. But yesterday, we had a conflicting news that not only did Russia not withdraw the troops, but they were actually adding troops to the border, and the market started to drop. Now, I find it strange that with all the spy satellites we have in orbit, why can't we just count how many troops there are at any given time? Hey, listen, you guys watching online, do me a favor, go to Google Maps and look at the border of Ukraine and count the troops there. All right, the strange part about the market was that when it was discovered, more troops are moving up or moving in. The market really only dropped about 200 points. It didn't retrace the 500 points from the day before, and then really it didn't finish that far down. Wall Street money managers, I got to tell you, they are really, really fickle. At about 2 o'clock, the Fed also released its report on the interest rates and tapering of bond buying. Now, I will tell you that the article I read was almost like a cut and paste of the articles that were written 6 months ago when the Fed announced their start of the bond tapering. I see this all the time. I see that they copy and paste the same articles or even write the same article over and over again and reintroduce it just to mess up the market. But the really interesting thing was the market didn't actually care because it was no surprise. So the market actually started to rebound a bit. It finished down with the Dow ending about 55 points and the S&P squeaking up about 4 points. You know, look, my soon-to-be former favorite stock, Meta, is having troubles again as Google has announced that they will be adding privacy changes to the Android phone to mimic the iPhone privacy changes. Now, if you remember Facebook, the division of Meta, right, that they said that they lost billions because the privacy changes of the iPhone, and so the investors are thinking this will affect the company long-term outlook again. I have to tell you, I really still like Meta as a stock, and I believe it will be in the mid-250s by spring, but it may experience more pain over the next 2 months before it starts its acceleration back up. We had also some great earnings yesterday when NVIDIA beat analyst estimates. The stock actually dropped 4 points, but that may just be a sign of over-enthusiasm for the company. It may be that, Wall Street expected more. Here's something interesting about the video cards that NVIDIA makes. Because of the memory and the speed of the video cards, many Bitcoin miners had used the cards to mine Bitcoin. And I'm going to tell you, I think NVIDIA didn't like that idea because they now have pre-installed software to keep them from being used as mining cards. It appears that NVIDIA has a new product that is especially used for mining, and they will suggest you use that instead. Of course, NVIDIA was hurt by the supply chain issues as well, but it's a good company with a good future. The other great earnings report was DoorDash. Man, DoorDash killed it. And the stock popped 25% overnight. I know some people driving for DoorDash and for Uber, and they're all making a lot of money, so it actually must be doing something really well. And so DoorDash nearly doubled the earnings per share estimate of Wall Street. Unbelievable. So earnings season is almost over. However, we have some notable earnings coming up today, such as Walmart and Roku. I think the Walmart earnings are out. I just haven't looked yet. And Roku would be another one. By the way, don't forget tomorrow. Tomorrow is call-in or phone call Friday. So tomorrow, if you guys want to call in, we'll be doing that. I think we fixed the echo problem. We'll find out tomorrow. But we're hoping you guys will call in tomorrow. If you want to write down the phone number for tomorrow, the phone number for tomorrow will be 888-329-3306. 888-329-3306. So if you want to call in tomorrow, you can do that. All right, let's talk about vaccine cards. No way. I've been mentioning that all the country is dropping their Nazi ways. It started with an announcement last week that mask mandates are being dropped in Democrat cities like California. Holy cow. And New York. Wow. And now the local Nazi city, Philadelphia, has decided to read the Constitution and even dropping their vaccine card mandate. It absolutely amazes me how quickly science can change when the midterms and the fear of losing their Gestapo powers starts to work on politicians. Well, because we have been following the political science instead of, real science, we've been subject to these Nazis in charge. The politicians, however, are still spewing the political correctness by saying how important it is to get vaccinated. I will continue to say how important it is to continue to read and abide by the Constitution. Hey, if you want to go to Philadelphia today and eat or go to a sporting event, you will no longer need to hear, "Papers, please." You still might need to bring a gun, but you definitely don't need to hear, "Papers, please," anymore. The brown shirts and Nazis will no longer be controlling the people, at least for now. Don't ever let them do this again. And listen, I'm going to tell you right now, if you want to keep this from ever happening again, make sure you vote Republican and keep the real virus away. The liberal, fear-mongering Democrat virus, that is. Unbelievable how they let this go. Hey, I want to say hello, Lou and Mike. I totally appreciate you guys. You guys are awesome for watching, right? All right, let's talk about slow home building. So the residual effects of the scamdemic will be upon us for years to come as we deal with all the after effects of the Nazi ways of the politicians. Of course, we're going to be dealing with businesses that are no longer open. We're going to be dealing with ridiculous inflation. We're going to even have mental scars in the form of PTSD. I got to be honest with you. I have to think about anything everywhere I go. Do they require masks? Do they require vaccine cards? Is everyone there going to wear a mask? I mean, it totally freaks me out. You think I'm normally like this? Yeah, I guess I am. All right, anyway, we also have the little inconveniences like calling customer service and no one answering, and of course the supply chain issues. Well, the supply chain issue is still a big problem for housing. It appears that when you order a new house to be built, you could be waiting for months for things like cabinets or toilets. Not only is this causing delays, but of course the price of everything has gone up. The average new home costs about $20,000 more in material than it did 2 years ago. And that doesn't include the additional labor costs or costs for delays caused by shutting down the economy. Well, this is also causing, of course, consumer confidence and builder confidence to drop as well. The builder confidence number moved down slightly, and it only moved down to 82. However, it was 84 a year ago. Anything over 50 is considered good, so it's still not that bad. But the economy is about to change. I'm telling you, interest rates are about to jump, and the weakest president we had since Jimmy Carter is going to be a problem. We're going to see some serious trouble on the horizon. Oh, by the way, on a side note, I'm so happy that Jimmy Carter can now die knowing he wasn't the worst modern-day president in history. And at least Jimmy Carter was a nice guy. Terrible president, but nice guy. The clown we have now has no positive attributes, and hopefully this country won't let someone like him become president again. And I'm not talking about not voting. I'm talking about, I'm not talking about voting for someone else. I'm talking about this country letting voting actually happen. But getting back to homes and home building, as I've said many times, now is the time to buy your home or refinance your existing home. The rates will not be lower in your lifetime ever again. Your children and grandchildren will be wondering how you got rates in the 3s and 4s when they won't be able to get rates less than 8 or 9 in the future. Now, I'm not talking about the near future. I'm talking about 10, 12, 15 years from now, those rates are going to be high again. Remember that because it's going to seriously be true. And the Fed has promised a interest rate 4 times. They're going to raise interest rates 4 times this year, and at least one of those rate hikes will be at least a half-point basis. That means by the time next year, interest rates will be at least 1.25% higher. Do the math, and you're going to find it, a lot extra to pay. All right, we're going to take a quick commercial, and we will see you in about a minute.
Okay, so you've thought about investing in real estate, houses, apartment buildings, properties, but don't really know where to start. Well, what if you could very easily learn how to gain strategies to use other people's money to buy and sell houses in the Philadelphia area? If you could learn and network with successful area real estate investors and how to produce monthly income on rental properties without headaches, that place is Investor Schooling. With Investor Schooling, you'll learn from 2 Philadelphia area rockstar real estate investors, Phil Falcone and Larry Steinhouse, about how to buy and sell properties the easy way and teach you basic and advanced techniques to help you make money in real estate. You can attend Investor Schooling in person or online visual classes 8 times a month. You can and will learn how to make money in real estate. Call for free information and get a complimentary pass to one of these classes. But don't delay, as these complimentary passes are limited. Call the number on your screen now or visit investorschooling.com. investorschooling.com.
3, 2, 1. All right, welcome back to Money Chat Now. I am your host, Larry Steinhouse, and if you'd like more information on Investor Schooling, you can go to investorschooling or call investorschooling.com or call 866-424-2829, 866-424-2829. Hey, I want to thank all you guys listening on WWDB Radio 860 AM in Philadelphia. And if you're watching online, please hit that share button so you can help your friends learn how to make more money, have some fun, and learn about the politics of the day. Hey, hit that like button and let me know you enjoy the show. And you can also leave comments on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, and YouTube, and I will try to respond to them. And don't forget, tomorrow will be Phone Call Friday. All right. All right, let's talk about what's going on here. So first of all, we talked about the futures update. Right now, the Dow is down 96, the S&P is down 16, and the NASDAQ is down 72. We talked about slow home building. We talked about, I'm going to be coming up, we're going to be talking about Amazon unions, and we're going to be talking about retail sales. And of course, today's picks and plays. But first, did you guys hit that like button? Did you guys hit that share button yet? Don't forget to leave comments on Facebook and LinkedIn, YouTube, and Twitter. And if you're listening on WWDB Radio, be sure to set a preset to this station and listen every day at 7:30. Also, look up Money Chat Now on Facebook when you get home, and don't forget to let me know what you think of the show. All right, let's get into the second half. Let's talk about Amazon unions. Finally, the world will be getting some revenge on Amazon for taking over the world for all the things you ever needed. Amazon was the go-to place for everything as the scandemic and government overreach virus blanketed the United States and many other countries. Amazon, I do have to say honestly, it was a great place for me to shop most of the time, and I probably will continue to shop, even though over the next few years, I'm going to imagine that their prices will increase about 15% above their normal prices. Oh, you haven't heard why yet? Well, it's real simple. Amazon is about to join the rest of the extortion clubs. You know, the unions. Yes, the employees at Amazon warehouse in Staten Island will be voting to unionize this month. Hey, dummies in Staten Island, that means you will be paying union dues illegally taken directly out of your paycheck to pay some power-hungry union leader to help you get what you want that he or she, or maybe them or they, want to feel you need. That's right, you will be voting to take control and money away from yourself. This, of course, is great for the people in the world who want nothing big out of life and don't want to take responsibility for themselves. I guess these must be the same people who vote Democrat. Anyway, we have other companies like Starbucks who have recently voted to go union in some of their stores, and this vote will be the vote that will change the course of the employees and the course of how Amazon treats their customers in the future. I would even expect a strike in the future that brings Amazon to a halt for a few days and expect prices for goods and delivery to increase as the unions extort money from the company. Ugh. By the way, believe it or not, and I know this is weird, I'm really not anti-union. I know, did I just hear you guys gasp? But I am anti-extortion. Think about the difference and you'll totally understand. All right, let's talk about retail sales. Well, apparently, inflation isn't keeping people from spending money, at least for now. In fact, the retail sales report showed that an increase in customer spending of about 3.8% was reported. That was actually higher than the 2.1% expected and much higher than the December decline of 2.5%. Remember in December, everybody was running around going, I got this scary Omicron. Oh, what am I going to do? I can't go shopping. Anyway, online shopping contributed to most of it on a percentage basis, with non-store retailers seeing a gain of 14.5%. Furniture and home furnishings, sales increased 7.2%, while motor vehicle and parts dealers saw 5.7% rise. Some of this makes total sense, right? People usually buy furniture when they're buying new houses or moving, and we've been seeing a lot of that recently. So you go into a new house, you buy new furniture, right? Car parts also make sense because people are fixing their old cars instead of buying new ones that aren't available. I mean, you can't even buy a car right now. It's almost impossible. You know, and I hate to say it, but the Canada supply chain problem is going to be another problem. We're going to see that in about a month. It also appears for now that consumers aren't afraid of inflation. It almost seems like they're expecting it. I mean, honestly, I go into stores and I see huge price increases, and I chuckle or blow it off because it's kind of ingrained in me that I should expect it now. I also believe that this increase in spending has a lot to do with the easy ways of getting money through refinancing of homes, HELOCs, and credit cards. Now, I'm going to tell you, I'm a big fan of these. Get your HELOCs, get your credit cards. Just be careful what you use them for. This country is in huge debt right now, and the average person has more debt than ever. As the economy turns, we will see many who will be in trouble, and for my listeners and viewers, I suggest taking a defensive posture so when the time comes, your offensive posture will help you take advantage of the bargains that are going to be coming down the road. And these bargains are going to be in real estate, the stock market, and other great opportunities. Watch them. And to find out more about how you can do this, watch the next commercial from our sponsor, Investor Schooling, and we will see you back in a minute.
Okay, so you've thought about investing in real estate, houses, apartment buildings, properties, but don't really know where to start? Well, what if you could very easily learn how to gain strategies to use other people's money to buy and sell houses in the Philadelphia area? If you could learn and network with successful area real estate investors and how to produce monthly income on rental properties without headaches, that place is Investor Schooling. With Investor Schooling, you'll learn from two Philadelphia area rockstar real estate investors, Phil Falcone and Larry Steinhouse, about how to buy and sell properties the easy way and teach you basic and advanced techniques to help you make money in real estate. You can attend Investor Schooling in person or online visual classes 8 times a month. You can and will learn how to make money in real estate. Call for free information and get a complimentary pass to one of these classes. But don't delay, as these complimentary passes are limited. Call the number on your screen now or visit investorschooling.com. investorschooling.com.
All right, let's do that again. Welcome back to Money Chat Now. I'm your host, Larry Steinhouse. And if you'd like more information on Investor Schooling, you can go to investorschooling.com or call 866-424-2829, 866-424-2829. All right, so far we've been discussing the future updates, and right now the Dow is only down 89, the S&P is only down 15, and the NASDAQ is only down 65. Apparently, Walmart's earnings came in strong. I didn't take a look at them yet, but they came in strong because there's headlines all over the place talking about that. Of course, we talked about the Nazis are going away, and you could actually go and be an American again, and you can actually enjoy things like, I don't know, going out to dinner and maybe going to a show or a movie without having to show, papers, please. Ugh, unbelievable. We talked about the fact that home building is slowing down because I don't know, they can't get them built fast enough because they can't get the supplies. We talked about the Amazon union and we talked about retail sales. All right, so coming up, of course, we have today's picks and plays. But first, did you guys hit that like button yet? Did you guys hit that share button yet? Come on, let everyone know a great stock plays are coming by sharing this information. You could share it on your page or in groups that you feel will benefit from great stock plays. You could also leave comments on Facebook and Twitter and YouTube and LinkedIn. And hey, if you're listening on WWDB Radio, set one of your presets to this channel and listen every day at 7:30 for all you need to know about the politics behind the stock market. All right, let's talk a little bit about what's going to happen today. Hey, look, I don't know. Will the market go up today? Will the market go down today? Well, I don't know. It doesn't look terribly ugly, but it looks a little bit bad, and I expect February to play out as it usually does. I've noticed that February tends to end poorly, and with 2 more weeks to go, my prediction it will end bad before it gets better. I can actually see the Dow falling into the low 3,300s again, and for those who like to like to bet on SPY puts, I can even see that heading below 4,300. It's also likely that the market had peaked for a while, and we'll see a slow to moderate decline. I'm not thinking that the world's going to come to an end yet, but I'm definitely thinking we'll probably see a small and moderate decline. And as I've said before, look, set yourself up for bargains. Have cash available. Make sure you're ready to go. I've discussed Meta earlier, and I still see it's a high probability of going below 200, but it won't be there for long. So I have some options that I have that are ending in September, and I'm going to be looking to add more when it goes below the magic number of 200, and I'm going to suggest you guys look for that number. I think it's coming, and I think it'll be a good play if it does. So let's take a look at that. Apple is always a good play, and I believe it will always be a good buy and hold stock. So if you actually, you're not interested in stock options and you want to just buy a stock to hold on to, I would buy Apple, put it in a drawer, and forget about it. I'm also still buying Google into the 20 per share for each share split that will be occurring in July. So this is really important because in July, Google will be having a 20-for-1 split. And by the way, and that's going to be a great play if you understand what happens during splits, because usually as a company heads into the split days, the stock typically goes up. And it's my intent to buy in sets of 5 shares at the current price, and that would cost you around $13,000, $14,000. And this way, I'll have about 100. I'll have 100 shares because if I buy 5, it'll split 20. I'll have 100 shares for every 5 shares I buy now, and this will allow me to sell covered calls. Look, if you don't know about covered calls, it is the safest way to invest in stock options. Basically, you can't lose money with this strategy. You can't lose money on the covered call play. You can only lose money on the stock, but that's a stock you're going to hold anyway. And you should really learn how to do it. And by the way, if you want to come to Investor Schooling tonight, I'll have a little conversation with you about that because that is the great idea. Apparently, by the way, the fear of the government or terrorists shutting down the electric grid has made home generator company Generac profits pop. So everybody's afraid of what just happened. They're also afraid that the grid might be hacked. So Generac has been installing more and more generators. They've been installing like crazy, and their profits have popped. Their earnings report came in strong, and the stock popped about 10% overnight. The travel stocks will continue to be the best play. Remember, all the Nazi measures are ending. Vaccine and mask mandates will stop preventing people like me from traveling. Look, I'm going to tell you, stay away from big pharma, and of course, not just the stock, but the products that they make as well. All right, let's take a look now. The Dow is still doing a little bit better. It's still only down 84. The S&P is down 14, and the NASDAQ is down 61. Hey, I want to remind you guys to register for our special event on April 24th. We are having an event that we're going to be discussing both finances and constitutional freedom. It's going to be an amazing event that will probably include 2 of the most important things in your life, finances and freedom. We will be having lunch and breakfast at the historic Washington Crossing Inn in Washington Crossing, and tickets are selling fast. I think there's only 75 left. And if you want to get some tickets, go to the number 4mmw.com, 4mmw.com, and you'll be able to join us. Hey, let's talk about what's happening in crypto. So I noticed that Bitcoin fell back again, and so did Ethereum. I have to tell you that the coins are becoming mainstream, and that means that they might move in value slower than they did in the past. And the real question is, are they still a value investment? I seriously don't know. I mean, I've seen before, over and over again. I've seen they basically move, and they move for no rhyme or reason. There's just people all of a sudden get in, then they get out, they get in, they get out. One of the big moves a few months ago was because corporations started to buy them. They actually started to buy Bitcoin and putting it as a hedge in their corporations. So if these people had cash, they would buy a bunch of Bitcoin, they'd hold it in cash, waiting for it to go up. I'm not sure how those companies are doing right now, but that was what made the last pop. I don't know if that's going to cause, if there's going to be a pop like that again. Do I think it'll hit 60? I don't know. Do I think it's going to stay right around the 4,300, 43,000 is now? I don't know. I'm talking about Bitcoin. It could do either one. I don't know. I kind of set in my ways. I'm not much of a crypto player. I did make about, I don't know, maybe 20,000 last year in crypto, and I just did it for fun because it wasn't that much. But then again, the metaverse may make them more interesting, but we do have a long time before the metaverse happens, before the metaverse is mainstream. So let's wait that out and see if that even happens. NFTs are getting in trouble now. There's a bunch of articles on people getting scammed on NFTs. So I'm going to have to see how that plays out as well. By the way, gold, though, is pushing 1,900 an ounce. And it might be that, the old standard might be making a play again. Even silver, well, silver's still around 23.5, but gold is moving. And silver is sitting around 23.5, still good numbers. I still would consider I buy silver every month. I tell everybody I buy silver every month. I think it's a great place to be. Now, gold is starting to move up, and I think it's mostly because the market is starting to get boring, and the crypto market is starting to get boring as well. All right, let's talk about what's going on in the Treasury bonds. Look, Treasury bonds once again are above 2, and my hope for them to hit 1.5s will probably never happen again. Wall Street is going to need to get used to this number, and I'm going to tell you, they will get used to it. The next scary number will be 2.25 and then 2.5. And I am pretty sure that's going to happen this year. So watch for it. Hey, I want to thank all your listeners on WWDB Radio, 860 AM in Philadelphia. I want to thank you for your continued support. And if you're enjoying the show, please reach out and let us know. Of course, you can leave comments on the WWDB fan page and look for us online. My name is Larry Steinhouse. I'm the host of Money Chat Now. I'm the CEO of Investor Schooling, and I'm hoping to even see you tonight. By the way, from time to time, I own some of the options and stocks mentioned on this show, and no one has asked me for my opinion. And as the joke goes, many people have asked me not to make my opinion. Yeah, that joke's getting old. Anyway, we will see you hopefully tonight, and I want you guys all to have a profitable day.